Welcome to Kiki and Kibit's Love After Lockup edition. My name is Brianna, and I am here as always with my co-host Mary, but today we have a special guest, long anticipated. Amber's here. So welcome, Amber.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
We're really excited.
Oh, yes,
and Mary's there too.
Hey, we are so happy to have Amber with us today.
Yeah, she flat ironed her hair for this occasion.
I know, right? I got my hair straightened just for this occasion.
Looking good, girl. Looking good.
You too. I put that on the list of things I can't do. We're gonna happen. Anyway, so glad you could join us. And tonight's the finale.
No, actually, next week is the finale.
Oh, it's next
Everybody's
week. Someone lied to me on Twitter.
Yeah, no.
I'm always confused in general.
No, it's next week. So, first of all, Amber, have you enjoyed your time on Love After Lockup overall?
Yeah, I have. So of course, any kind of reality TV, especially like with me being the inmate, you're going to get like a lot of negative backlash, but I will say that I get more responses from people about like how inspiring it is to see somebody get out and do the right thing, or how they feel, they were struggling with an addiction and they feel like if I can do it, then definitely they can. And that's my whole point, is to show people that if I can do it, it's possible for anybody.
I've noticed that you seem very different this season than last time around. Do you feel like you're just changing and evolving, or is it the way they present you or the situation?
I mean, I think, of course, when you first get out of prison, it's like a little bit overwhelming. It takes you a minute to like get back in the swing of like feeling like yourself again. But I don't know. I just feel like, I'm sure that it's partially growth, but I'm just me. That's it.
How hard was the transition for you when you got out of prison?
So when I got out and I went to Puppy's mom's, like I went, I don't have any family here in the state anymore. So when I got out, it was overwhelming at first, but I had already had a job because I was in the transitional center. So that helped. And Puppy's mom, Kathy, like welcomed me with open arms. So that helped definitely. But I mean, it just, like I said, it takes a minute to like get back in the swing of like feeling like yourself.
Right.
Did your mom move?
Well, when I got out, my mom didn't get out until after I did. Then when she got out, she moved up north with my sister.
I see. Got it.
Now, how did you and Puppy meet to begin with?
We met in prison. Yep. She got moved in my dorm and that's how we met.
Okay.
So would you say that the show has changed you in any way, or do you feel like this is just your natural evolution? I mean, being on TV all the time and having your life open to the world. What's that like?
No, I don't think being on the show has changed me at all. I mean, I still do the same things. I go to work every day. I'm just, you know what I mean? Being on the show is just kind of like a little bonus. It doesn't really like affect my day-to-day life.
Now, do you get recognized out there in public a lot? Like, do fans recognize you and want to take pictures with you and things like that?
Yeah. Actually, a lady come up to me. I was in the gym earlier and the lady come up to me and she was like, "Hey, I'm not trying to be weird. I know you're working out, but I think I know you." I was like, yeah. It was cute.
That is cute.
That is cute.
So can we ask you questions? I know this is ancient history, but about Vince, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Follow-up questions from before.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say, like, whatever, how did you start a correspondence with him and why?
Okay, so I got on, my friend that's on the outside put me on Write a Prisoner, which is a pen pal website. And Vince was one of the first people that emailed me after they put my profile up. And at first he was kind of like, it was kind of weird. I don't know. It was strange. Like he seemed like really nice, seemed like a good guy. And but he would like message me and then he would like, I'd message him back and it would be like days before I got a response. So then eventually like 2 weeks in or something, he was like, "Just so you know," he's like, "I set these goals for myself. And when you message me, I read your messages, but I have to reach these goals before I treat myself with entertaining anything else." So I was like, okay. And then after a few weeks of that, then all of a sudden he started writing me like daily. And then it was like a month and a week or something. He was like, asked me to marry him.
Okay.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag. Okay, now my question about Vince, did this whole adoption of puppy by Vince thing ever get resolved?
I don't think so.
So
I think it's kind of just up in the air.
So
he's still her daddy.
Yeah, he's still her daddy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is he as weird as he seemed on TV? I was screaming at the TV like, no, stop, Amber. You're too cool for him.
So in the beginning, like I knew that he was a little different. You know what I mean? I knew that we were very different, first of all, but I knew that he was a little different, which is, you know, that's all right. It takes all kinds. But I didn't know like to what extent until I actually got out and met him, because he would never, like, I sent him he asked me to send him the paperwork to get on my visitation. And like he fucked the paperwork up like 3 times. So eventually I was just like, fuck it. I never sent it again. But I feel like there was probably something more to that too. I don't know. I mean, if you can just listen, if you can on your own figure out how to fucking adopt an adult, I feel like you should be able to figure out how to fill out visitation paperwork. But you know, who am I? Whatever.
I wonder if he just has low self-esteem, you know? Like he doesn't seem like the most charming guy. He doesn't seem like he has a lot of games. So maybe he was too insecure to come visit you.
Well, it was weird. That's weird because even though he doesn't seem like Rico Suave or anything at all, but he also doesn't talk like, I don't know. I just know that when I got out and met him in person, he is not the person that he had me trying to believe that he was.
What was different about him?
He just was like weird. He was really weird. First of all, and all the messages, he'd send me all these messages and he was always talk like he was like extremely intelligent. And I'm not saying the guy's not, I'm just saying who he come off as in all the messaging we did back and forth. And because we didn't even talk on the phone until we had been messaging for like 8 months or something. And then we started talking on the phone, but
wow.
I don't know. He's just not the same person. He wasn't the same person in person as he tried to make himself out to be.
You actually seem extremely intelligent, and I'm not saying that to kiss your ass. I'm not much of an ass kisser, but like you come across as very well spoken, very articulate, and so on. So I can imagine there might have been a mismatch there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I question his choices in life.
No, Vince is just weird, Brianna. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's just weird.
Yeah, he's different. He's very, very, very different.
Yeah. Definitely different.
Nice. That's being nice. Different.
Yeah.
So how is your mom doing now, Amber?
My mom is doing amazing. My mom's doing better right now than she's ever done in my entire life. Like I couldn't be more proud of her.
Is she working and stuff?
Yeah. So when she got released, you know, we filmed that, and then I immediately took her up there to my sister's. She started her parole up there. We had already put in an application for her up there. So the next day, I only stayed up there for like 3 days, but the next day we took her for her interview. She got hired immediately and she's been working at the same place ever since.
That's awesome. I think it's amazing that you can find places that are willing to give people a chance. And I think that's great hope for all kinds of people, including women who are reentering the workforce for other reasons, like raising a family, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very encouraging. So has your position changed? Have you moved up in the hierarchy? You seem very competent.
Okay. So I started off as a 4-shift manager there. I'm the assistant general manager now, but we're about to start opening some new stores. So this all could change in the very near future. So just got to see what happens.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm not scared of. I don't mind. I will work hard. That's one thing I'm not afraid of.
I think that's a secret to success in life.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Working hard.
That's why I like working with Mary. She's a super hard worker.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Just saying.
How do you picture your life in 5 years from now?
Oh God, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this relationship track record thing I got going on isn't,
We'll get into that in a second.
So, I don't know. I mean, my intentions are one, if I will definitely I'll be definitely running at least one of the stores for Sidelines by then, if not more than one. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But I mean, I plan on continuing to work hard. I'm ready to, I've been saving a bunch of my money. At some point, I intend on buying a house, and I just kind of I need to figure out exactly like where I want to be planted at,
Right.
So how did Puppy get her nickname? Diana know.
Okay, so when she got moved into my dorm, we had like a small friend group in there. And when she got moved into my dorm, there was another girl that had just got moved in like right before she did. And we all just became really good friends. We all hung out all the time. And somehow or the other, they started calling each other Puppy and Kitten. Well, the other girl, like everybody stopped calling her Kitten. The Puppy thing just stuck. Everybody just and she hates it. She hates it.
That's so funny. Her mom calls her that too, though, right?
But you know what though? So when my first season, when I'd be talking to her on the phone or whatever, I just always referred to her as Puppy because when we like Vince did, you know what I mean? So I think after that started, like when we come into the next season and she was going to appear there, I'd call her Michelle and they'd be like, don't do that. They're not even know who you're talking about. And she's like, no, why?
It seems like everyone calls her that now.
Yes, and she hates it. She hates it.
That's so funny.
That is so.
So do you have a nickname too?
I mean, my entire life, like everybody's called me Ams. That's what everybody calls me in prison too, Ams.
So no animal nicknames.
No.
That's funny.
That is funny. So speaking of your love life, Amber, have you seen or spoken to Sammy recently?
Well, you just gotta stay tuned. Okay.
Okay. Yes, you got it. Yeah. You got it.
I have some commentary on that.
Okay.
So I don't know him, obviously, but I just want to say if he doesn't treat you right, then fuck that guy. That's all.
Same here.
I mean, yep.
You're worth a lot. Keep asking for it.
Took me a long time to figure that out, but.
So speaking of relationships, Puppy and Eric.
Yes.
First of all, what the hell were those crazy stockings that he was wearing? So why is he wearing thigh-high stockings? I have to know this.
So I think he wears those because he has medical issues. I think.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Like I told you.
I don't think that was,
Brianna.
I don't think that was a fashion statement.
Like I hope that wasn't
because if it was, right. If it was, I was going to send a message to him through you about it.
Yeah, no, I don't
say that look wasn't working for him.
Yeah, I don't think that was a fashion statement. I think he's got some sort of medical issues.
Yeah. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this whole marriage thing? It came up rather suddenly, and I agree with you about that crazy proposal. Like, please.
Yeah, well, I think this is in the big scheme of things, I want nothing more than for Puppy to be happy. I want her to be with somebody that's going to treat her good. You know what I mean? I want her to thrive in life. I want her to succeed, but I just have reservations I know that she loves him, and she says that he makes her happy, and I'm for that 100%. But I also kind of feel like because of her little warrant situation that she feels like she's got to do something like right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't understand that. And you said that on the episode last week, but like, what does that have to do with it? Does she feel like if they get married and she goes to prison, he'll still have to stay with her?
I don't really know. I don't know. We haven't really got that.
Yeah.
We haven't really got that far yet. You gotta stay tuned. But I just worry that she has in the back of her mind that, she loves him and wants to be with him. So this is, now that he asked, this is something that needs to happen like right now because she has this warrant issue.
So when she first started dating him, you said, I thought you dated women. Is this the first male relationship that you know about with her?
No, I think this is just the first male relationship since she's been out. No, she's got kids, you know what I mean? So.
Oh, she does? Oh.
Yeah. She posts pictures of her and Billy on her social media all the time. Well, when she posts on it. I don't have any kids of my own. So I have 2 stepkids that are grown, which are actually, this is a funny story. So they're Sammy's kids. Okay. But the first time that Sammy and I were together, he was in and out of prison a lot. And of course, I met his baby's mom, Amanda, who was on last season with me. And then, of course, I met the kids. I fell in love with all of them. So after him and I were together for like 4 years, we split up, and I just kept her and the kids. I helped take care of the kids like their whole life. So I have them, but other than that, I don't have any kids of my own.
Would you like to?
I mean, I'm not really pressed about it. I'm not sure that at, 36, almost 37, it's time to like be starting a family, but I mean, if it's meant to be, it'll be,
So are you and Puppy hanging out right now? You still close?
I mean, we don't yet. I don't know what I can say about that right now. I mean, we're definitely like what you seen on last Friday's episode. Like that's our current relationship,
Got it.
Okay.
Like I love, this is the thing about, what all has aired the past 2 seasons and this season. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm upset with Puppy or I don't agree with what she's doing or she's mad at me or whatever the case might be. Like I love her, and we're for real friends. There's just no, we were there for each other in some of the hardest times that we've ever been through in our lives. It doesn't just stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
That is your ride or die best friend, and that's never going to go away.
Exactly. I mean, we might get into it sometimes, or we might, you've seen it. You've seen it. Yeah. We might have our, our little disagreements or whatever, but no matter what, like, I care about her. She's my friend. She will always be my friend and my family.
So different than when she first got out of prison. And I think she looks amazing. Like, she's really beautiful. Those
Isn't she?
Lips.
Isn't she?
God.
Yes,
she is. And even when she's not wearing those lashes, her eyes are still like so big and kind of seductive. Like, I totally get her appeal.
Yeah, she is. She's beautiful.
Yeah. I hope she's happy. What would you say the biggest misconception is that people have about you after they see you on TV and then they meet you in person?
So I think that, it's funny, like, I've never ran into anybody that had really, the only negative, anytime I run into anybody and they recognize me, nobody says anything negative. A couple people have been like, oh my God, why'd you do that to Puppy? When I was like, hey, I'm done. I'm changing my parole address. Other than that, nobody really says anything to me in person that's negative. But I think that after the first season, I think a lot of people misunderstood the whole situation with the me and Vince, and like who Vince was for me when I was in prison, and then what happened when I got out. Like, Vince never took care of me financially in prison. A lot of people automatically assumed that I used him for money and I did this and I did that, but he didn't take care of me financially in prison. I never asked him to, nor did he offer to, So that really wasn't, and I get that 9 times out of 10, that is the situation, but I didn't need him to take care of me in prison. I hustled cigarettes in prison. I had plenty of my own money. What he did do for me, though, is he started moving my money around for me, like, picking up my Western Unions, sending money here, putting money on my books for me. But you know what I mean? It didn't cost him anything to do it.
What I found was so odd was when he got out. I mean, when we first saw you, we had no idea what your intentions were, right? And he was introduced first on the show. And I figured like he was crazy about you and you got out. That dude did not seem to make a move on you. He did not. When you guys were together, I mean, it was obvious, that there was no chemistry, and from your perspective, but like from his either. Like, I just didn't see it.
I know. It was, I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't. I knew that when I got out, like, it was going to be like a little challenging. I just didn't know that it was going to turn into all that.
Well, thank God it did, or there would have been nothing to see on TV.
Thank goodness. Everything happens for a reason, Brianna.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Are you in touch with him at all?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Stay away from that guy. I don't trust him.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at one point his girlfriend had reached out to me. I mean, I guess he had, hurt her or whatever, and she had reached out to me, and I felt really bad for her. I tried to explain to her that, like, she deserves better than that, and there's nothing that's worth staying. But I don't really, like, I don't keep up with them or their social media or anything, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But
interesting. He's a trippy dude.
He's kind of creepy, Brianna, honestly.
It's a little
Okay,
strange.
he's straight up creepy. No, he's creepy.
A little straight up creepy.
I was trying to be nice at first, but I think he's creepy.
No, he's creepy.
Like his whole vibe is just weird, and he doesn't he's just weird. Yeah.
Listen, I'm like the most easygoing, laid back. Like I don't meet a stranger. So for me to like, even though I do know like when you first get out, it's a little, you feel a little bit uncomfortable. You have to like, get back in the swing of things. But he just like it was weird. It was very awkward. It's hard to make me uncomfortable. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You could see too the difference when you were with Sammy, and obviously you had a long relationship with him, so it's really different. But it's just like Vince couldn't even keep a conversation going with you, which is why it felt so weird to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Creepy.
But I also know that, he had come at me first. He asked me to marry him. He like talked me into marrying him. So I was like, I kind of felt like in the back of my mind, I kind of had convinced myself like that maybe there isn't anything wrong with taking a chance on him because he was like the exact opposite of the guys that I was used to being with. And I felt like, okay, he has the shit together. He's on the straight and narrow. Maybe that will help keep me in the right mind frame, So that's how I initially was like, okay. And then shortly after that, he was like, and I was married. I've been married. I've been separated for years. You know what I'm saying? I never got divorced when he had asked
Sammy?
me. No. Nope.
Oh, okay.
But, and I just never got divorced.
First.
And he knew that. And initially he was like trying to send me the paperwork, trying to get me to get divorced in prison so we could get married while I was in prison. Red flag, first of all. So then he was like, well, I could always adopt you and then I'll get extra money on my check. He was like, and then I'll be able to look out for you. I was like, fuck no. I was like, my dad would fucking disown me. So don't you think it'd be a little bit weird if I let you adopt me now and then we try to go get married later? Like, think about what you're saying. But then he let that shit go. Then Puppy and I got separated because she had to go back to the county to get her sentence fixed. And when she came back, they sent her back through diagnostics, and they ended up, when they shipped her off, they shipped her to another prison. So Vince was like the contact between her and I while I was still in prison. Then I got sent to the transitional center, and of course you get a cell phone in there. So once I got a phone, I got on JPay, and I'd message her myself directly. And she hit me up one day and was like, he hit me up one day and texted me and was like, hey, I talked to Puppy about it already. If I adopt her, I'll get this extra money in my check and then you guys can split it. What do you think? Are you okay with it? And I was like, you can do it as long as you're helping my friend out. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. So I messaged her and asked her about it. And she was like, yeah, he just mentioned it. But see, he had always come up with all these like grandiose fucking ideas and we like talking about him, all excited about it. And for like 2 weeks, and then we wouldn't hear nothing about it. But she said that initially she just thought it was that. And then all of a sudden she got the legal paperwork in the mail and he was legally adopted. She was like, what the fuck?
And she never actually signed anything, right, Amber?
Yeah, no. But then right after that, I get a message from her and she's like, she was pissed. She was like, this motherfucker just messaged me and said that now all of a sudden he found out he can't get no money and he's legally adopted me for no reason. She was like, I think he's trying to pull a fast one. Like, and I mean, I would have been mad too, I think that the reason that there really wasn't any chemistry there when initially, because I don't think he had the intentions of them being any chemistry, period. I think that he had some sort of ulterior motive from the beginning. And when I was in prison and I started to realize there's something up with this shit, that's when I got with Puppy and I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck it. Let's run with this. We'll beat this motherfucker at his own game. And then I got out and I couldn't even, I couldn't even do it. I was like, fuck this. I got to get the fuck on. Couldn't even do nothing.
That's so weird. He's like her dad.
Yeah,
speaking of play, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to go to concerts. I like to have a few drinks every so often. I'm allowed to do that. I mean, I just work. So to be honest with you, I work so much. I don't have a whole lot of free time. When I am able to get away, every time I get the opportunity, I go up north and see my family, try to spend as much time with them as I can.
You work out a lot, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the past few months, that was something new in the past few months. Yep.
You look like someone who's really athletic.
I was coming
from someone who's not.
I was.
Yeah,
when
did
I was
you play sports and stuff?
Yeah, I played well, when I was really young, I played like all the sports, but then I kind of just stuck with soccer for a while. But I mean, I didn't last in school long, so I was trying to get money. Yeah.
has your mom like changed the way it seemed on the show? And who knows, if people portray themselves like there's editing and all that. But it seemed like your mom was still down with working some kind of game when she got out, and you were very against it. Has she changed courses now and kind of gotten out of that mindset?
Well, I really think
like
that was
easy
like
money.
that was a misconception. I think like her only point with the Vince thing was like you know what I mean? She didn't want Puppy to like let him be taking advantage of her. But really, other than that, like my mom, when I tell you this motherfucker's on the straight and narrow, like when I brought her up there and her PO came and seen her the next day, that motherfucker I was like in the room, like listening to him talk. I was like, God dang, he was like super strict. And she's never like, she's on her P's and Q's. She does not do anything that she's not allowed to do, period. Nothing. Like she's living her life by the book. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud of her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long are you on parole?
I will be on parole till 2025.
Oh.
And then I've got 20 years of paper after that.
What does that mean, paper?
Probation.
It's like when people are on parole that they're not allowed to hang out with other felons. Did that not apply to you and Puppy?
Well, they approved us at the same address. So I was already out and on parole. And so I went to my, we would be in the same office. So I went to my parole officer and I was like, look, she's about to get out. They've approved her at this. I was like, is this going to be no. Let me take that back. Let me start over. So initially we found out that it was about to be time for her to get out. So I was going to try to move so she could come home to her mom's, because her mom had Billy there. That's you asked about the misconceptions. That's another thing. A lot of people will say things like, I got out and used Puppy to stay at her mom's and to do whatever. Puppy had Billy he didn't know she was pregnant when she got locked up. And then she had Billy and her mom took care of Billy. Puppy asked me to go to her mom's house because she wanted me to go there, pay rent, and to help her mom financially with Billy until she came home. A lot of people don't know that either. But so when we figured out that she was about to come home soon, I went to the PO and was like, listen, I need to change my address so that she can go there. Her kid's there. And my PO was like, well, she was like, because of the time frame from when I got out, she was like, well, we really want you to wait X amount of time before you, up and change. We want it to look like we want you to be stable, whatever. So they were giving me a hard time about when I'd be able to change my address. And so then all of a sudden they just approved Puppy to the same address. So of course I went in there. I was like, listen, they've just approved her there. We don't want to get in any trouble. You know what I mean? We don't want this to be some kind of mistake and it be an issue. And they were like, no, if the parole board approved you there, you guys are fine. So.
Her mom is ill, right? Is she doing any better?
I mean, I think that she's pretty much, I don't know. I wouldn't say better. She's not any worse. She's definitely not any worse, but.
Yeah. So Puppy, did she really think you two would get married?
There wasn't even ever any talk about marriage or anything until this season. Or till the end of last season. And I don't think that was like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that, but.
Maybe because you called her wifey and things like that. Maybe that's why I think that.
I mean, yeah, but we weren't really, we were like best friends in prison. You know what I mean? Like we took care of each other in prison. We weren't like sleeping together in prison or, you know what I mean? Nothing like that. So I don't know. I mean, I just love her. But we had done that for so long. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But when she did say it was not the right fucking time because I was pissed off.
Yeah, right. She did seem like she was in love with you though. I mean, not that you can really tell through a screen, but it seemed like her feelings for you were pretty serious.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to respond to that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know that's pretty deep and sensitive.
I mean, I really don't know what to say about that. I know that I love her to death. I know that she's not going anywhere. We're going to be friends forever. You know what I mean? It don't matter what happens. I'm not going anywhere.
That's awesome.
Ride and die.
So, yeah, Mary's my ride or die.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's got to have one,
Yep. Everyone's got to have
exactly.
one.
Yeah. All right. Funny. Well, is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know about you or the show or?
I think no, just stay tuned. I think that tonight's episode and the season finale are going to be amazing. and just keep watching. I have a feeling that there's going to be way more to come.
It's going to blow your mind.
I have a feeling that there's going to be way more to come.
Well, we will never stop watching, I don't think. We're addicted. So.
We're addicted.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's really, it was just a really wonderful treat to be able to do that. So
thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Amber. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good rest of the day.
Yes,
thanks.
too.
You too. You take care now.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.